All right, on the screen, you should see it say from browsers to buyers, turning clicks into contacts. That's what it is all about today. I want you all to just imagine turning casual real estate website visitors into serious committed clients effortlessly. And that's what the Brevity CRM is designed to do. In today's market, simply attracting online leads isn't enough. We have gotten really good at collecting leads. Some of us are just simply lead collectors, but that's really not enough. You need a system that not only captures them, but it also nurtures them. It helps walk us through their buying journey. It allows smart follow-up conversations, engagement tools, and proven conversion strategies. That's what you need, and that's what we're going to cover today. This is all integrated into Brivity's all-in-one platform, and this is going to help real estate professionals like you turn those internet browsers into active buyers. And you might even find sellers in these conversations or through these conversion tactics and tools. Now you can close more deals with less effort. You all, please let me know if you have any questions over what today's content is about. I'd love to hear from you. I got, thank you. So KW Clinton, I did get a laugh from him, so I do know audio's coming in loud and clear. Good to see you, my friend. Hey, let's start with the website. I mean, really, we need a place for people to visit. We need a storefront. And that's what your Brivity website is. And this is really a key tool in attracting potential buyers. We need to make sure that our brand is well represented. We need to make sure that the agents that are on our team are well represented. We need to make sure that everybody's listings are represented appropriately. And the Brivity website has multiple features like shareable registration landing pages. We have some social media marketing opportunities, an amazing suite of open house tools, and then, of course, properties for sale. That's really what it's about in capturing buyers. You all agree with that? And this is about getting our agents, into getting your brand promoted well, and it becomes a dynamic platform really for marketing your business effectively. That being said, right, the importance of branding and the importance of showing our market expertise and our local expertise, that also goes for agents on our team. So those of you that have a team, you can have your agents be sure that they get their own unique website link. That link is available for their own unique marketing and lead generation. This link, so what we call a subdomain, it mirrors your primary website. It helps you guys with a seamless brand experience. This is really good for capturing leads through your social media channels, through your business cards, email signatures, anywhere where you can display a website link and drive traffic to that website. That's what this subdomain can be used for. In fact, all of the tools I'm going to be showing you will support the subdomain. So any calls to action that I might be showing you that you guys are getting particularly excited about, I want you to remember that your agents also get that option. Now, in the last slide and in this slide and all the next slides that you guys are going to see, I want you to notice where it says text platform to 59559. Do y'all see that here in the bottom right-hand corner? This is what you're going to do to find out more about this amazing program that I'm talking to you guys about. And in fact, when you text platform to 59559, you take out your phones. You guys can test it out right now. Take out your phones, open up your SMS messenger, and text the word platform to the number 59559. When you do that, you're going to get a response letting you know we've received this, and you'll probably have a form to complete, etc. This is an amazing example of a tool I'm going to show you guys here in just a little while. It is a buyer capture tool, but I wanted to introduce it to you on the slides and just kind of as we're in the presentation. Our top Brivity agents, the ones that are most successful, rely on the LP Mama script to gather details about buyers and help meet those buyers' needs. And if any of you have worked with buyers, and let me know if these are the questions you ask, or maybe you ask some additional questions in here. Asking the right questions lets us know their preferred location, their preferred budget, right? What they can afford, their timelines, their motivations, whether or not they have a mortgage, and if they have an agent. This is going to help it. This can be much easier for us to secure an appointment, move them towards a purchase. Really, the hardest part about this, about real estate, is matching buyers with the right home. And in fact, I'm going to share a statistic with you guys that according to NAR Buyers and Sellers Generational Trends Report, that the number one thing that buyers expect from us and the most difficult thing they experience in the buying process is finding the right property. And that's really what it's about, is helping us understand what we need to ask to gather that information so we can deliver them the right property. This is going to save both of us time and obviously effort. Now, when it comes to the LP Mama location, price, mortgage, motivation, agent / appointment, right before we make the appointment, we have to see if they have an agent. We can have a lot of those questions answered for us in their website activity. So as you can see on the website activity here, we have the clues showing for you. The clues are there. The clues are going to be in the price module. So when you choose, I want to see the distribution by price, it's going to show you that that percentage of time they're looking in that price range. We don't even necessarily have to say, oh, I noticed that you're looking in this price range. We can gauge the questions. When it comes to the location, the L of the LP Mama, this is typically their big why. And this is where we get a lot of great answers and a lot of understanding of our buyers based on the location. And that question is something like, hey, it looks like you're kind of open to these areas. Would you be open to looking in, and I'm going to throw in an example, in Austin Lakeway? And they're going to go, oh no, I need to stay in this location because. And that because usually becomes the big why. And that is going to be a continuation of their search, something that's pretty consistent, and we can count on that. But we get all of these, this information. And this last one would be motivation. Which ones did they look at the most? Which properties are they viewing the most? And we have ways, by the way, of not only taking that property that they viewed the most and getting that property to them, but finding properties that are like that property and send them those as well. We're going to cover that here in just a moment. And before I do that, and the reason I want to segue to the open house is because the sending listings tool, which we're going to introduce to you a little bit, also comes very handy with the Brivity Open House app. It is imperative that we capture open house visitors. I don't know how many of you have left your open house with your list of people that you had. Maybe they wrote it down, scribbled their name. Hey, good luck in finding out what that scribble is. Maybe you even wrote it yourself and you have it on your little spreadsheet in your clipboard. And then we leave that clipboard in our car because, open houses can be exhausting, or maybe we're off to other appointments. Then a few days later, we remember, we're a little embarrassed. We don't want to send that. What we need is a system to capture those open house visitors. What we need is a system, once those open house visitors are captured, then we are receiving information directly from them. We are able to have listing alerts automatically applied to them. We can have communications started with them now and then having conversations with them in the future. The one thing that we fail at most is staying in communication with the people that we have worked so hard to get to register. So take advantage of the Brivity Open House app so we can capture more visitors to our open houses and have a better communication to them moving forward. One of the things that open house visitors will receive, like I mentioned, will be the listing alerts. Listing alerts are standard in our industry. I think I mentioned this statistic about the around 50% of all buyers saying the most important thing a real estate agent can do for them is help them find the right property. You know, sometimes a buyer doesn't even realize they're a buyer until they see that perfect home and the perfect price and the perfect location, boom, just show up in front of them. And then they get that urge to move. We have a really great opportunity to send this listing alerts immediately, very often, as soon as something comes up, maybe even daily, maybe twice daily, maybe weekly, maybe bi-weekly. We have the ability to gauge when we're going to send that to them based on their motivations. And then the more activity they show in that listing alert, because by visiting our website, then we can adjust that criteria for them to view it. The listing alert's best job, what it does best, is taking the person to the website. Taking them to the website based on the criteria of that listing alert and allowing them to do additional searches or maybe even, cement the information that we've received from them already and they continue to look at those properties. Well, now we're sure we're on track with the right listings. Listing alerts, again, in the market is one of the best ways to drive traffic to your website and introduce your website. Maybe you have some new buyers. Maybe you have some people in your sphere that you've been wanting to introduce or reintroduce your real estate business to. No better way to do that than sending them listing alerts. We were mentioning that NAR statistic about the most important thing we can do is send our leads listings. The listing alerts can sometimes get static. So what we have to do is we have to take an approach that is a little bit more aggressive. So if you're working with any of our Brivity IDX leads, those leads that have come to your website, the best way to keep them coming back is to send them listings proactively. And when we are able to search these listings, we're able to get matches to the listings. We're able to see a match of how many people are looking at this listing or listings like this listings. We have a criteria in there that we set, and it'll bring in people that are looking at a listing or a listing like that listing. That is a great way to circle prospect and to get those individuals, that individual listing, or even provide them with others. Those that they are engaging with in the listing alerts on your website. Those are the ones that we're going to continue to send them or let them know we're going to be visiting those properties. All kinds of options when you have the listing right here available to you. You know that they're looking at something in that range, and now we've captured us a really great lead that knows now we're paying attention to what they're saying. We're helping solve that most important challenge that they have. All right, I'll stop for just a moment for any questions that you guys might have. I see John sent something about a replay. Our teams are going to send everybody that has sent in, that is on this call, a replay of today's call. So you guys will get that Any other questions you guys have, just send them on through. Again, another less aggressive approach would be sending your buyers market reports. Now, a market report we typically see is sending to sellers so that they can see the activity that's happening in their market. And that's very helpful for a seller. They can see what their neighbors' homes are selling for. And if they're an active client, they kind of want to know that activity as well. Well, we have taken that approach and pointed it towards buyers, because sending a buyer a market report for a specific area, it keeps them informed about that real estate activity. It lets them know what's active, it lets them know what's pending, it lets them know what in some areas have sold. This is some amazing insight. It really helps them make smarter decisions. You could also choose, if you don't know what area that they're in, you could draw out a large area. And the great part about drawing out a large area is that now they see all of the colors of the reds and the yellows and the greens of all of the listings that are available in an area. What that will do is it will draw them to an area that they like or a type of property they like, and they will start engaging with those properties by clicking on them. As they're clicking on those properties, we're capturing that information in our CRM. We're seeing the ones that they're viewing. We're seeing the ones that they're favoriting. We're seeing how many times they're looking at it. We're seeing the days that they're looking at it. We're seeing the times that they're looking at it. You can see what they're wearing when come on, you can't see what they're wearing when they look at it. Come on. That's only so much we can give to you guys, but we're giving you guys some really insightful information. And you may even discover a seller in this process, because there are several calls to action for a seller, such as, do you want to know the value of your home? Are you interested in what you can do with the equity in your home, et cetera? And what those calls to actions for those home valuations will trigger a notification to us that a home valuation has been requested. Hey, John, I'm glad to see you're still here. The question that John had is, where can I find the Brivity Open House app? So, John, if you are a current Brivity Open House, if you're a Brivity client, you can find the Brivity Open House available at the App Store or the Play Store under Brivity Open House. Look for that app. And then we've got just a multitude of trainings based around not just that app, but all of the apps that we have, which we'll cover here in just a moment. Thank you for the question. Love more questions coming in. You all have noticed on the bottom right-hand corner, we have text platform to 59559. So Chris and Denise and Jeremiah, John, Juan, Kim, all the rest of you guys that are here, take out your mobile devices, text platform to 59559, and you will see then the power of Quickly. So Quickly is a powerful text call to action that you can add to any physical marketing materials. Once again, a text call to action that you can add to any physical marketing material. So what are the types of marketing materials that we use in real estate? Of course, we have flyers. We have some social media posts. We have signage. Our signs are probably one of the best ways of marketing ourselves to the walk by, drive by, bike by, and neighborhood traffic. And one way we have done that in the past, and some of you guys, give me one of those icons in Zoom. If you've been in the business for more than 15 years, if you've been in the business for more than 15 years, give me some sort of reaction. And the reason I'm asking that is because you all are probably familiar with flyer boxes, right? Those are the boxes that you have set in the yard with flyers on them. And the purpose of that is that anybody walking by, driving by, biking by, or even in the neighborhood that wants to know more information and isn't interested in calling that number or visiting that website, they just want the information immediately, we provided that. Those are really very seldom seen. So what we have is a quickly sign stuck down below our sign, not necessarily a writer, but a big 18 by 26, I think, is the size, something like that. A good sign size that has, hey, if you want to know the price and the photos of this property, text your keyword, as we have here, to 59559. When they do that, when they text the keyword, in my case, dream key to 59559, they will get a link that says, hey, do you want to see this property or other properties are around here? They get to see the price and photos of that property and or surrounding properties. What do we get? We get their phone number. What better type of contact information to receive than that lead's cell phone number? These are real numbers. These are not spoofed. You can't try to trickly the quickly. It doesn't work like that. It is going to capture that real phone number. Let us know if you have any questions about Quickly or would like more information on Quickly. How do we find more information about Quickly? We text platform to 59559. And when you do that, you can also use Quickly as a keyword tool and have it move to a Google form or any type of website form, maybe even on your own web page. How cool is that? Have a call to action that drives them to a sign-up form on your web page. We've just captured more leads in a positive way. Okay, Brivity Go. Listen, we know we're not sitting at our desktop. We know that we don't have computers always, to access the platform application. Platform applications typically do not look great on a mobile device using the web view. So we have an amazing application called Brevity Go. Brevity Go allows you to capture information on buyers, maybe that you haven't identified as a buyer. You're going to get information, or I should say notifications, when a lead comes in so we can respond to that lead immediately. It allows us to find those that might have been visiting our website that didn't visit our website before, because we can see all of the most recent activity. When we look at that recent activity, if we know our database, if we're following a daily rhythm, then we're going to know those that we haven't spoken to. Maybe those show up that are unusual, that we haven't seen before. If someone views a property more than 3 times, we are notified in our Brivity Go account that has happened. And then you can be sure that we have the ability to then send our contacts listings directly. Remember, we're talking about how do we stay in communication with contacts if we are on the go. We drive by a listing, we see a new listing in our MLS. We're going to bring up that listing and send it to that client. We can do that at any time on the go. Brivity Go, one of the best ways of staying in communication with your database and capturing new activity on the go. One other thing I didn't mention that you can do with Brivity Go is to send them the Brivity Home app. The power of this Brivity Home app is immense because it's going to put us in the back pocket of that buyer. A lot of people already have the Zillow app. They have all of the Redfin app. They have the other apps of the big box real estate stores. What we want them to do is have a local touch and feel. That's how we can approach it. Listen, I'm going to remove all that noise that you're getting from from Zillow, and I'm going to apply a Brivity application for you so that you have a better experience. Of course, it's branded to you. Every property that they click on, every property that they view, every property that they favorite is going to display in the CRM as recent activity. Whether they're doing it on your on the website or they're doing it in the app, we're going to capture that. We know that when someone is at work, at the office, they are and they're browsing for homes, they're doing it on their computer. Everybody agree with that? I can see everybody shaking their heads. Yes, so I appreciate that. So we know that when they go home, they typically don't have that laptop popped up, or when they're in bed next to the honey bunny, they are going to be on their mobile device. And in this case, they have the ability to share that information, right? Hey, look at this one here. I like this one. Scroll, scroll, scroll. We want to be a part of that activity, of that experience. Best way is to make sure that they have our Brivity Home consumer app. And once again, we might find us a seller out of this experience because we have a lot of calls to action within the Brivity Home app to identify a seller, such as a home valuation, equity calculators, and other questions gauged around sellers. We have spent way too much of our real estate career as marketing and graphic designers, and quite honestly, not even good ones. We have been creative, but it's not our profession, unless, of course, you have that experience. Most of us do not. And that being the case, though, that doesn't keep us from the need of just listed, just sold, market condition, here's a holiday event type communications. We can create high quality marketing materials, from postcards to flyers to social media posts and even to videos, in just a couple of clicks. We have a one-stop shop for all your marketing needs, a true game changer for any real estate professional who's trying to streamline those efforts and deliver quality material. And here's the best part. Out of the, I guess, maybe 1,000 different types of designs, from postcards, flyers, social post, videos, a lot of these designs are interchangeable. So the paper flyers can be made into PDFs. The PDFs can be made into digital flyers, etc. So this is a very versatile tool that I would love for you guys to start taking advantage of. And even those of you that have spent those hours learning Canva, I want you to think about what you could have done with those hours lead generating. The expertise that you gained in the hours of learning a tool like that, if you had applied those to more of your real estate career, you'd be a lot further right in the process. It's just something that we as agents have to do. It became a necessity, but not with Brevity. Now, of course, no marketing piece is valid or valuable at all unless it has a strong call to action. So with Brevity Marketer, you have the ability to apply a QR code. You have the ability to apply a trackable short code. We have the ability to put in a quickly code. Remember, I mentioned to text that code to 59559. Well, in this case, we're promoting an open house, and I'm trying to find out what neighbors are in the neighborhood. And one way I can do that is by having them text my home valuation quickly code to 59559. Now they've been taken to the home value page. Again, a lot of these buyer tools and these buyer ways that we're showing you will capture more sellers. So whether it's generating real estate leads, maybe we're going to engage our existing database. We have a team of advertising experts that can work with you and help you craft your custom strategy and get proven results. So this is a way of you taking advantage of your lead generation strategies and having our experts do them for you. We're not going to recommend this, though, most times if you're not currently taking advantage of your own database. So a lot of these things I'm showing you are ways of capturing the database. We'll go into some cultivation tools, such as our marketing tools, like ways of cultivating them. But we do want you to get good at working your own database and then bringing in paid leads, because now you're paying for leads that are just sitting in your database. So let's get your strategy together first, and then you can start looking into Brivity buyer leads. You guys let me know if you have any questions on that. If you text platform to 59559, I'm sure the ability to ask them about Brivity leads is there as well. Now, the more we know about that lead, the better we can serve them. It's just a factor of our industry. And we give you all kinds of information on the lead itself. We can first determine what is their status. Since they're new and I've already communicated with them, what did that conversation yield? Did that conversation yield that they were ready to buy or sell in the next 0 to 90 days, or the next 90 to 120 or next year? Or what was a result of that conversation? Were they a buyer or a seller? What kinds of properties are they currently looking in? Have they set up a market report? Because in this example here, I can see that we have someone asking a question about a specific property. They have asked for a market report about a specific property. So now I have an idea of what they are buying and maybe even what they might be selling. Every little bit of information that we can capture from that lead is crucial. So the more information we can capture, the better. And by the way, it's a lot easier to capture information when you're using the CRM. When you're emailing from the CRM, when you're making your dials from the CRM, when you're texting your customers from the CRM, because now all of that communication is captured in one place, and we're not having to make our buyers repeat themselves. We want to be sure that we're listening to them. They have a big expectation of us, and the more information we can keep, the better we can make them feel. More confident. When we are connecting, as I mentioned, we want to use the system. Using the Brevity dialer will allow you not only to capture the information on the contacts, it's going to allow us to apply what we're going to do next. Again, a big failure in our industry is we don't apply that next task. So here we have a follow-up task to the call. What's the next thing we're going to do? And now we can, and if we have a few people to call, and what we're recommending in this slide, by the way, since we have website visitors coming in, I want to find which ones are most recently coming in. So those that are most, or which ones have saved favorites? Like what's my task going to be here? So when I decide what that group of people I'm going to call is, I can then choose up to 50 at a time and start going through the dialer and dialing them one at a time. And then you'll notice here that I have this little icon, and I'll circle it out for you right here where it says up next. See, if I was to click on this preview option right there, then I could see exactly the person that I'm going to be talking to next. And that is a real powerful time saver. And it really shows up and helps us to look and be prepared for that next conversation. Keeping track of your potential customers' activities as they move through the sales process, it's really key, right? We have a way of making this easier, organizing them in a clear and structured way. We'll know exactly where each lead is, whether they're just getting started, if they're actively engaged or ready to close, or maybe even what we should do next. With this information, we can focus on the right leads at the right time. It's all about time saving. It's all about having the right information at the right time. It's all about the right amount of knowledge. And all of this is going to improve our sales strategy. It's going to increase our long-term success. Take advantage of the stages that are available in each contact record. And by the way, each of these stages is visible in our lead index, so you can see them right in a bird's eye view. The conversations we've been talking about, dialing from the dialer, talking to your buyers about things that are important to them, making sure that we're having the right conversations, that's what's going to lead to the appointments. By adding an appointment to both the contact record, and by the way, you can share it as you saw here to your Google Calendar, ensures that not only we're going to miss the meeting, and some of you are like, hey, I never miss a meeting. That is not a problem. What we really want to utilize, though, is the reminder portion of the Google Calendar. We want to continue to send those reminders so that we continue to reinforce that commitment. The more reinforcement we get of a commitment, the less likely they are to not show up or even cancel the appointment. The appointment is also going to allow team leaders, those of you that run a team, any coaches that are on here, anybody that helps agents, this is going to help us understand our conversions, because if we know that they're making the dials from Brivity Dialer, for example, and we're able to capture that number of dials, we're able to capture the number of people they talk to, all of the people they're talking to, what is the percentage of people they're talking to the people that they're setting appointments with? Because maybe they're talking to a lot of people and the appointments are low. That might mean they're not saying the right thing. They're not saying the right thing at the right time. They might be saying it to the right people. They just might not be saying the right thing at the right time. So we need them to do that. And one sure way of knowing that is by making sure everybody is dialing, marking their contacts or the activities in the dialer, and then setting those appointments. You see how this thing just flows beautifully? Like from the moment we captured them in our website or in our subdomain, we've walked them through. We've provided them with listing alerts. We provided them with state of the market. We've been sending them listings. We've cultivated them. Now it's time that they're ready to start to see homes. They're ready to really get in the car, I guess, as you put it. I don't know. I can't get people in my car anymore. They'll follow me, but they don't always get in the car. We'll just use that term, though. We're going to get people in the car. Before we do that, we have to have our agreements. We know that buyer agreements are required, and it is essential. Oh my gosh, it's so important that we have a simple way of adding those agreements to our contact record. There might be a time where you guys have to quickly access agreement, or you have to demonstrate compliance right away. We can even search for who do I have in here that doesn't have an agreement. Brevity agreements makes it easy, makes it convenient, makes them super accessible. You guys want to find out more about agreements? Hey, text platform to 59559. Any questions so far? I'll let you guys throw in some questions. You guys can ask questions throughout. I will not ignore questions. I will get to them. Love the question we have coming in. Now, when they have signed the agreement, they go from a potential lead to a committed client. Agreed? And this is where this is a turning point, right? This is where the interest becomes action. And by creating a formal relationship, now what we're doing is we're creating a clear, structured process for them. What we're going to help build trust. We're going to have a way of seamlessly guiding them through this home buying journey. And the way we're going to do that is to apply them to a pipeline. So once we have that agreement, we're going to put them in a pipeline. And what this pipeline can do for us is it can give us future projections on future business. And that's something that we all look forward to, is that future business. We can see what maybe this is what they were pre-approved for. That would be our estimated close price. We're not sure if we're always going to get 3%. So we're gonna change our percentage to whatever we feel we're going to commit to. And then we can move forward from there. But this starts an amazing process. It adds them to transactions. It applies them to a pipeline. And being a part of transactions means we can now start communicating to them through the transaction system based on that transaction. This is going to give them more communication. And let's talk about that. The Brivity CRM transaction management system, this is going to streamline every process, every step of the process. If you think about how many steps are there in a transaction, from the moment I have that agreement signed to closing, how many steps are in there? How many things can be missed? How many dates are important? We're able to keep track of every step of that process, from listing to marketing to task management to follow up, like who needs to do what, when they need to do it, what they need to do, and maybe even what needs to be said when doing it. Save yourself some time. Make sure nothing falls through the cracks, because the fastest way to lose a transaction is to not be prepared for the transaction. There's really no way. Again, this is all about confidence, gaining confidence in our competence. There's no way to show buyers that you're in control of the biggest investment of their lifetime than having them go through the Brivity transaction management system. This is why Brivity was built in the first place, so that we could continue to inform our sellers and our buyers what we are doing to earn our keep from them, earn that commission. I want to thank you all for being here. One last thing. If you liked what you heard about, we'd love for you to text platform to 59559. I appreciate you all being here. I'm going to keep this open for just a moment for any additional questions that you guys may have. All right. Thank you once again, Jeremiah, Juan, Lucia, Rex, those of you that are still here. We appreciate you all being here. I look forward to seeing you all the next time. Don't forget, text platform to 59559 if you want to learn more. We'll see you all next time.